So they do opt for Greninja versus Bayonetta here in winners finals. It's iStudying versus Badr, and they are starting on Smashville as a lot of people like to do. Now, iStudying has played Bayonetta before. He lost to Captain Zag, which is of course not a bad loss at all at UGC. And he lost to Badr, lost Avalon. So let's see if iStudying can get the revanche here at Counterpick in winners finals.
I know that Badr is pretty opinionated about the way iStudying actually does play the matchup. He voiced himself up to iStudying a lot about how iStudying plays against Bayo.
So what did he say?
That he doesn't mash enough side B. That's literally it.
Oh, that's literally it? Okay, well, let's see if he meshes with side B here. No, it's an air dodge, which gets a minor punish. But, oh, wow, the pivot grab actually just completely outranging the heel slide.
Yep, and right now we see that iStudying is the one with the center stage. Badr trying to get it back, and iStudying just walking to the ledge to shoot shurikens. And Badr being like, okay, I'll take the stage.
And that's exactly what he does, you know.
Both players just not approaching, waiting it out, not wanting to commit to anything, because they know that both of their characters have a great punish game.
Especially with this kind of fall speed, it's a rough life for Greninja. Once he gets hit,
that's could be a stock. It's not going to be the stock though.
Great SDI by iStudying. Aside from that, we can see him often retreat and play Shuriken. Is that because he is scared to approach with hitboxes, which is what he usually does?
Yeah.
And at that, it's aerial hitboxes too, so he doesn't even have the option of grabbing. Of course, you can tomahawk, but when you see people jumping at you, the hitbox is even more likely when they just run at you over the ground, making it easier to withstand those kind of opponents.
And Badr with the jump on the SDI up, remember Bayonetta, when she up Bs you, it's kind of like a 50-50. If you DI up, she has to jump and then side B. If you DI down, she can side B immediately.
And that's Smashville for you. The sweet spot neutral air, still as it might have been, will just flat out take the stock. I know iStudying was a high percent, but you just don't expect a move like that to just take the stock at the ledge.
Yeah, exactly, and I do think it's good for iStudying to be able to play this best of 5 against Badr right now, because at Avalon it was only a best of 3, which gave him less time to adapt.
Oh yeah, looking at the game right now, he's gonna need it.
Yeah, Badr just being over him right now, and you never know with Bayo. I mean, the next witch time, the next witch twist, they can all kill. iStudying staying in shield, not wanting to actually get hit by anything right there. Badr tagging on that extra percent with the bullet arts. I like his anti-air nairs. He's just using these nairs to cover jumps from iStudying, because he knows that iStudying likes to approach through the air a lot with his aerials.
And you can't run into punish because he holds it down.
Yeah. Oh, charging Shuriken.
He actually comboed off of the diagonal afterburner kick, man. I haven't seen it in a long time. What a read on the roll. You get just one of these to the back of your head.
Yeah, he just got that extra lack of the roll at the end and got punished with the force smash. I didn't think that force smash was going to hit him in time though. It felt like he should be able to get out of that.
I think you are able to low profile that forward smash, but Greninja when standing, even though he does have a couple of good low profile options, not quite. Catches those knuckles. That was a 2-stock. We're not going back to Smashville, are we? I think we are, because it makes sense for Badr to ban both down the city. Now, down the city is just a maybe. I mean, both characters are really good there. But at the very least, Paladin is Omega.
Yeah, he banned FD. Yeah, that's a. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, and you're not gonna take it to Duck Hunt. That's for sure.
I think he banned Town and City too, because I think pretty much every other stage might be better for him right here.
Yeah, that would make sense, because Greninja isn't really too fond of platform stages in general. Kind of messes up his vertical game.
Yep. And we see right now, iStudying with the stage control, playing it patient, trying to get pressure here on Badr. Goes for the heel slide. Oh wow, the grab doesn't come in time. This heel slide and also the afterburner kick in the air, they have less lag at the ending as you might think. So whenever you approach Bayonetta, you should be aware of the fact that her moves end before you realize it, so you can't always punish it.
Yeah. You can, but it's just so scary, because even if they do end, you know, you fear the witch time. A slight mistiming might cost you the stock.
Yeah, and that's also a thing. Witch timing is...
Oh, there it is. Speaking of witch time. Oh, there's a short witch time, though. But is that enough? The SD.
What?
Whoa!
Out of it. Okay.
And Badr is actually smiling because he did encourage Dennis to use, or iStudying to use more of that side B, and it just cost him the stock.
He's like,
okay,
finally he did it.
well, he's smiling now because he's up a game, but what if that happens again?
Yeah, but the way it works with the Greninja side B is that if he is put in tumble, he cannot use it.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't get put in tumble by a move, he can mash out with side B,
But does
frame 1.
But does one of the multi hits from Witch Twist ever put you in tumble?
I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, he can do it, and he is approaching 100%.
It's the same with Little Max KO punch. If he gets hit into tumble, he will lose the KO punch. It's not the damage that you deal or the knockback, it's just a tumble. So iStudying getting back on stage without taking too much percent right there.
Oh yeah, you mentioned before that his recovery does not have a hitbox, which is quite a shame, but you get a lot of options in terms of angles and where you land. So at least it has decent mix-up potential.
Yeah, he does. His recovery is pretty versatile.
Excellent back air by Badr, evening up the stock count. Let's see what's going to happen on a fresh stock for iStudying.
Yep. Ooh, a Badr.
Oh, this is scary.
Oh, this is scary. He doesn't go for the follow-up, tries to read the airlift right there.
So why do they wait so long when they do the Witch Twist 4 there? Like, I almost only see them actually instantly move ahead with it. Oh! Wow, okay, that was excellent awareness by iStudying. A lot of Bayonettas, when they have a lot of lag from the special moves, from landing, you get two options to avoid it. You can use down air, which has always normal landing lag for some reason.
Down air
and then you have the witch
time, which cancels the landing lag.
Witch time, yeah. So if you know he's gonna do that, you stand just outside the range. You charge your forward smash, it beats witch time. If you wait long enough, if you see the down air coming, you know what to do. You swipe him.
Yep.
So iStudying, I wonder what his bans are.
If I were him, I would ban Lilat and Duck Hunt, because Bayonetta is absolutely nuts on both of these stages. So
that's why we end up at Dreamland. I don't think this is a very good stage for Greninja, which is probably exactly the reason why Badr took him here. You don't have to deal with the higher blast zone as Bayonetta, and you get the platform that disrupts his vertical combo game. But it can also aid his vertical combo game with maybe an extra up air, although it's not as significant that just flat out preventing you doing your down is when you want it.
Goes for a cross-up there, which is actually really smart, because if that hits on shield, it's way harder to punish for a character than just the nair in front of it. Your shield. So right now, iStudying being in the control and just getting momentum over Badr. Badr not getting hit by that.
Okay, okay. He tries to do some of them while he is just aside of the platform, but honestly, he just got away with murder, as we did see the first few frames of Witch Time come out.
Yeah, and I like how iStudying just mix it up right there.
Oh no, is that gonna... No, it's not gonna be it. But it looked super scary for a while, and it all started out of trading a multi-hit with the Witch Time, which actually resulted in getting hit with the first Witch Time even higher up.
Yeah, that Witch Twist, just that hitbox, the speed of that move.
Oh yeah, Witch Twist, of course.
It's kind of ridiculous, but iStudying still being in the lead right here.
So, the first game was a blowout victory for Badr, but ever since then iStudying's been in control. What changed, and what does Badr need to do?
Well, iStudying, you see that iStudying is approaching him more, trying to put more pressure on him, forcing him to make more mistakes. And I feel like Badr is letting iStudying play more of his own game pace, I guess, which works out for iStudying really well, because I feel like he's one of these players that just thrives on the fact that people play his pace of game.
Yeah.
So what Badr wants to do is just slow it down to his own tempo.
So slowing it down, that does mean you gotta deal with a whole lot more water shurikens. So it's...
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that was really smart.
Yep.
So apparently that's okay, because Badr seems to know his way around the water shuriken. Like, it's kind of a hassle, but if that's what needs to be done, you know.
I mean, if you read it and just use the dive kick on it, that works pretty well. That's already an option that you have.
Huge gap closer, those momentum carrying beam moves.
Yep. Yeah, and then in general he also has the heal slide, so I mean,
yes, he does.
It doesn't cancel out the projectiles.
Oh, and the up throw taking it, and that's why we choose Dreamland over Battlefield. That blast zone, I doubt it would have killed on Battlefield, honestly. So that leaves iStudying in the lead once again. We can see Badr fighting for his confirms, but he's just getting Witch Twist here and there. It seems to be pretty much over for the big combos. I don't know if it's SDI or percent or just a little bit of both, but oh, then if the specials don't work, why not just use our normals? You know, Bayonetta's got great normals, and we just saw some of it right there.
Her down tilt is actually really good because it sets up in a lot of situations at a very good position for you in general. It's also really fast and pretty hard to punish actually if the Bayonetta plays her mix-ups after the down tilt right.
Oh, and a nice big damage for Badr. Just a bit late on the withstand though. He's in a very dangerous position, but he gets away.
I like how he just tries to sneak that out with that a B on the platform, the witch twist. Gets the backer right there. Now iStudying is the one being off stage and Badr with the momentum right here.
Yeah, iStudying should be taking hit after hit. Is it it? Yes, and again, that's why we picked Dreamland, man. I think on Battlefield he may have lived.
Yep, but Dreamland still has the same ceiling as all the other stages except for Battlefield and Town and City, so...
But that's which time for you. You get hit by a relatively normally safe and weak move and you just pay with the stock at 80.
Yep.
I actually think they should do some extra nerfs to withstand. You already get a charging penalty on your smash attacks, which means they don't gain as much power extra from charging as they normally would when you got someone in withstand. But I think they should also just do a general knockback reduction, so you don't die at like 80%. And I think they should alter the duration of total withstand based on the strength of the move, so you don't get a full 5, 3, 4 seconds from just a weak hit. Just like that.
Almost
you
got
know?
it. Well, I'm not actually completely sure about it, but I believe Bayonetta already has a damage debuff on her.
No, she only has a reduced charge.
Oh,
the actual knockback is the same, but she just gets less bonus from charging and smash attacks.
Yeah, okay, right.
Which doesn't mean that much because her
base knockback is so high, yeah.
Just her raw smash attacks are just strong by default.
Yep. Ooh, try use the higher pump to get not allowing Badr to get the stage control back. And iStudying once again on stage and goes for the dive kick. Really smart option right there to cover the recovery on stage. Which twist. Tries to get for the air dodge.
There it is, the down air to make sure Arceolic does it.
That actually killed.
Wow! That if he just DI'd that down, but then again, how are you supposed to know? Then he would have lived. Actually really surprised he went off the top there. Sometimes, you know, what you think is the best survival DI can actually work against you.
And that iStudying just... I can feel it, but he's kind of getting frustrated about this. Because he gets killed at these percentages that he feels like he shouldn't die at.
Yeah, in just these weird ways, you know. Witch time is just all around frustrating, and then dying off the top from a back air, you just don't expect that.
Yeah.
And everything that legitimately surprises you in terms of game mechanics makes you just a little bit frustrated and or salty.
Yeah, exactly. And gets the stock with the 4 there. So this is only a deficit of 72%. This is definitely something Greninja can come back from because he's a combo heavy character. Deals a lot of damage in a short time, but being off stage against Bayo. Ooh, tries to get an air. Gets a Witch Fist instead. That should be... iStudying gets back.
Yeah, well, gets he back or does he get taken back?
Oh, wow. Oh, that was scary for Badr, but starting with momentum right here. Can he make anything happen?
Well, we got 19. That's the start. 26.
Ooh.
I like the air dodge read, but nothing came out.
Nothing came out, and Badr is just getting a forward throw, having the stage control, and that's also a thing with Bayonetta against Greninja, right? Recovering against her, but a hitboxless recovery is really hard.
It sure is. Oh, there it is. You're not safe on the ledge because of that side B.
Tries to go for the follow-up after the afterburner kick, but lands on the platform, saving iStudying right there.
Just look at this short hop.
Ooh, the read on the air dodge.
Yeah, I don't think it would have killed, but that would have been big for iStudying nonetheless. 70% now though. Oh!
Oh, no, that doesn't kill, but oh my lord, iStudying just make it happen.
The black lightning bamboozled me for a moment there.
Badr trying it all right there. Gets, ooh.
Yeah, he's betting it all on these down airs, but iStudying is not falling for it anymore. Frame 1 air dodge saves Badr, which twist doesn't combo anymore.
That's
it is!
3-1 for Badr.
And iStudying goes down once again to both Badr and Bayonetta.
Both Badr and Bayonetta.